Hey people, Intro here 1v1 Ashes of Typhon blue side. Mostafa007 is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. This is the Night Lord's elite scheme. Up against Charlyle Grey with a Force Commander of regular offense, fighting melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support some good old Blood Ravens. Standard opening in, got some CSM, most likely into some more Heretics for Mostafa, and Charlyle Grey into some more Scouts. I guess we'll see how many gens get put up or down. So Scouts on the west side, they're going to run into Heretics unless you get... Yeah, they're the second Heretics on the way. Unless you get shotguns up really early, there's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do against those Heretics. But I'm not sure if that's worth it over getting quicker gens up. We'll see what Charlyle goes for. Force Commander just grab that, I guess. Yeah, no second Scout squad. Most likely straight into Devastators then. Heretics. I guess they're going to get a decap over here. Not a whole lot the Scouts can do. They could just back away when they see him. But if they see him too late, they have to retreat. Because that melee charge will get them. There's the bolt of fire. Heretics coming in, needed to move a little bit earlier. Might have been able to still get away, but they just retreat to make sure. Don't want to drop models early. Here comes the Sorcerer. Surprised we didn't see a Doom Bolts on those Tactical Marines actually. They were kind of bunched up cap in there. Taking a lot of damage is that Sorcerer. Where's the Doom Bolts? Gets a special. There's the Doom Bolts. And look how much damage it did. Bloody hell. It's like half the hit points and goes down. Sloppy start from Mostafa. There's no Doom Bolts early, and then just died to Bolt of Fire and Force Commander melee there. Here comes some Heretics. These guys are going to be able to decap, I think, under Chainsword smacking. Unless this model can get special attacked and knocked away. Oh, this one's close enough now. Yeah, they're going to get a decap. And Heretics can decap this wreck point. Meanwhile, aspiring champion for these fellas, and aspiring champion for these fellas. Still nothing else up for... Oh, they got triple gens, so we might see straight into Assault Marines here. Heretics now coming up this western side. Scouts have shotguns on the way and already have their sergeant to help spot the infiltrating Tzeentchian shenanigans. Could see a grenade as these guys come in. I think the shotguns are going to get there in time. Shotguns are in, but it's a grenade. And it's a really good one. Holy crap. That was pretty effective. Killed 7 Heretics with that grenade, I believe. Unless the shotgun firing got one of them. Pretty good. Just an aspiring champion left there. Now, Iron Halo Force Commander is a great way to tank a bunch of Heretics. Although Doom Blast slows him down. He's trying to get to the CSM. Gets there, but he's going to have to retreat. Shield goes up momentarily. Heretics are dropping like flies as you'd expect. Are they going to lose just all of the Heretics? Yeah, they are. Just 2 aspiring. They just lost 16 Heretics in like a minute. That's a lot. That's like over 200 requisition reinforcing. Aren't they still 13? Oh, they're 12. They're still just over 200, I think. That's like over 2.5 Tactical Marines worth of reinforcing requisition. I mean, got some pressure out of it, but still, when you need to revive your hero as well, it's a lot of requisition to bleed into Heretics there. And didn't achieve a whole lot with it, did they? Did okay on the east side, but on the west side, they just got grenaded to death. Here they come, back for another try. These guys now have shotguns and that grenade. If they can level up, and they're almost leveled, they can use them in quick succession, which could be really nasty. There's a shotgun blast. Only knocked down 2 of them for some reason. The mysterious shotgun mechanics of Dawn of War 2. Sometimes things get knocked over, sometimes they don't. Who can know what will happen? These Tactical Marines are pretty low, but they are staying out there to cap. Force Commander into level 2. Slaughtered a bunch of Heretics and helped take down the Sorcerer, of course. Who's back to his feet here. Got that really fancy looking sword. The Doom Bolts on these guys could get a model. If they can spot them before Charlyle Grey retreats. There it is. And I think they retreated just in time there, like moments before that first Doombolt hit. What is this? It's Devastators for Charlyle Grey. Heretics can't do a whole lot about this, except maybe finish the cap. They finished it. I don't think it's even worth trying to back off. Well, he's stuck with it. Only lost 2 models, I guess that's okay. Got some infiltrated CSM. They're going to try to get into melee, perhaps, with these Devastators here under infiltration. Unless they're close enough to get suppressed as well. They weren't. They have a turn of war too. Oh, they actually started firing, so they got spotted, but still got in there. Look how much damage they did when they got in there. Took a model. CSM melee with the turn of war. Can't underestimate it. Heretics here getting this fully matured rec point uncapped and actually capped for the Chaos team. Chaos player. Sorcerer has to run away from the angry Force Commander. Full gens and a node for Charlyle Grey. Also for Mostafa. Grenade goes onto the node. Those guys decap that as well already. Good push up the west side. Heretics now trying to keep this engaged. We do have an assault squad on the field for Charlyle Grey. It's actually quite risky for assault squad in tier 1 to go 1v1 against aspiring champion Heretics. If they don't get the jump, it's like an inefficient trade. You might lose one of your assault marines and you'll kill like 3 or 4 Heretics. It's typically not worth taking that fight. That's why they backed off and waited for the tactical marines there. If they get the jump, it really helps them because you knock them down, get a bunch of attacks while they're on the floor. Again, using the infiltration to get the CSM into melee there with the Devastators. Working out okay so far. Here comes the Force Commander. Shield goes up. Heretics just get out of there. Yeah, need to retreat before that jump comes in. And I don't think they're going to drop a model here. They should be okay. Assault squad go back to the rec point. Scouts have bashed and taken that node. Well done, fellas. Now they go straight back to the rec point. And it's a Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Mostafa. Most likely, since it's a Sorcerer, we're going to see the Mark of Khorne. Probably as soon as it comes out. Yeah, they have the resources. It's 100 rec, 30 power, I think. Assault squad using a jump just for mobility here. Get to that rec point. Yeah, Mark of Khorne immediately on the way. Gives this guy another claw. More melee damage. Melee resistance, which is a 40% reduction to melee damage received. Marines also have it. Well, most Marines do. Devastators have a lowered version of melee resist, which is 20%. Also gives you the awesome Blood Rage, and since this Sorcerer has all sorts of tricks, he can teleport that guy around. Might want to get himself Vestments of the Warp. You can set up your own warps of your units a little bit better. Although that's more for getting Plague Marines onto rear armor and positioning them and stuff like that. We might need some Plague Marines and stuff. So Charlyle Grey, not purchasing anything, suggesting we're going to see tier 3 here, and he just wants the tank. Have they seen the Dreadnought already? Oh, now they have. Yeah, we might just see tier 3 and a tank here. So don't see any las cannon purchase, no melter bomb purchase. Yeah, go straight to tier 3. So most likely we won't see anything else purchased. He just wants to get that tank as soon as possible. Just avoid the Dreadnought at this point. Of course, when I'm doing some work. Decent chunks of XP when you solo one of those heretic models. And get all the XP for yourself. Down to the aspiring champion again. This guy's seen some stuff. Sorcerer gets rid of those guys. It's Plague Marines on the way for Mostafa, maybe expecting the tank or an enemy Dreadnought or something. Or hey, just get some Plague Marines. They're cool. Not an offensive powerhouse really, but they are some tough bodies on the field that can cap for you. Just annoy your enemy. The Dreadnought did get a little bit of XP, must have killed a scout on retreat from that wreck point. Gets the VP. It's going to be a triple, I think, for Mostafa here. Maybe. Who's this? It's 2 tactical marines. Really doesn't want to spend anything before that tank comes up, eh? Needs 450 requisition for the tank. You might see these guys, when the tank is purchased, you might see these guys just get their sergeant and go straight into Stern Guard. Doom bolts, that could be nasty. Very nasty. Now we have aspiring champion CSM with Eternal War shooting at him. They got the decap. Brave fellows, they didn't drop a model too. Dreadnought coming in. Plague Marines behind, and the tank is on the way for Charlyle. Will they bother with the las cannon? Maybe they won't. If they can get the tank up with a melter bomb. I don't think you need the las cannon. But it is a sorcerer, of course. And we do have the vestments of the warp now. So can position himself a little bit better to get Plague Marines into a good position, or get the Dreadnought out of a really bad position. Well-timed grenade there from Charlyle Grey. Might actually see the sorcerer go down and retreat. Assault squad get a few hits. Force commander should be able to finish him. There we go. And gets a sink kill. A jumping stab to the sternum. That'd kill you. He's twitching. Second time we've seen him go down. 352 to 293. And here's the tank. Tank turns around. Tank doesn't want to fight Plague Marines 1v1, maybe. He's going to wait for these guys to reinforce and stuff. Scouts have done well so far. Tactical Marines are getting the sergeant, so you might see Stone Guard right here, right now. Was expecting a melter bomb first, but no sign of it. A single Devastator lugging that heavy bolter around for those guys. There's the sergeant with that banner on his back. He's decent in melee. Does even more range damage than the other guys too, even though he has a bolt pistol. Plague Marines there, operating really well under suppression from the Devastators, but they are persuaded to leave. Got a shot on the Predator tank though. That missile launcher snares vehicles and other large targets. What's up, Sorcerer? I hear you speaking. He's fighting a Force Commander. Assault jumping into the back lines, getting rid of stuff. But they might get flanked. Here's a Dreadnought for you. Yeah, you need to stay the hell away from that thing. No sign of a Power Fist. Still no sign of Melter Bomb. Just going to get 2 tanks here, because there's a lot of red to go before they can get Terminators. I mean, they have tons of power. They could save up for a Land Raider Redeemer here. They've got 2 full gen farms, which is not something you often see in a 1v1. It's almost pointless for Mostafa to put the effort into bashing them now. I guess you maybe get XP. You could steal one, perhaps. Gonna get some red for this power bash. They might get a full bash here. Tanks, as you may expect, pretty good at taking down generators. Here come Plague Marines and the Dreadnought. Where is the Sorcerer? Oh, we've lost the teleporter indicator on his decorator there. Maybe because he went down and it can mess with the icons and stuff. They've got a couple of shots, those Plague Marines. I think those are both rear armor shots by the look of its health. But it does get away. 311 to 241. And it is a second Predator tank for Charlyle Grey and a second Plague Marine squad for Mostafa. Sorcerer still on capping duty. Heretics coming up this west side as well. Scouts might be able to deal with them, and maybe we'll see one of those fancy grenades again. Looks like it's a shotgun blast. But at level 2, they can throw a grenade now at 60 energy. Nope, they don't even try. Should have tried before they retreated, maybe. 302, 241. And Mark of Tzeentch on the way for these Chaos Space Marines. Gives them Inferno Bolters, and their aspiring champion will get a plasma gun. Look at this, though. A Terminator Force Commander for Charlyle Grey. He actually technically spawns a new unit in, which is why you've seen his portrait go to the end of the roster there. Lots of new viewers get confused about that. We've got some Stone Guard veterans as well, which again spawns a new unit, so they are now at the end of the roster. First company Tactical Marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. Force Commander Terminator has a Power Fist, and Storm Bolters can also retreat, unlike other Terminators. There he goes. And still teleport and get immunity to suppression and stuff. It's a tough guy. Lucky CSM there did not drop a model on 268 hit points. Triple cap for Mostafa. They're still kind of dancing around the Dreadnought, aren't they? They can't go hard after it though because these double Plague Marines here. Especially combined with Sorcerer shenanigans to get them on rear armor and stuff. There's the Stern Guard using their Hellfire rounds to shoot up the Heretics, gives them damage over time from the acid. They'll also use it on the Plague Marines since these guys are regular infantry, not heavy infantry. They just have tons of hit points. They should be able to just shrug off the acid, the Plague Marines. Why would that hurt them? Okay, we'll see what these Plague Marines can do. I don't think they're going to be able to do a huge amount. These guys need to be careful. They're losing health rapidly, and they have the damage over time. They might be dead. I think they're dead. Yeah, Hellfire finished them off. These guys now need to escape. Those red debuff circles on the Assault Marines there, that's a small speed decrease you get when you're too close to Plague Marines. The Dreadnought took a while to get moving, you know. Where's the Sorcerer? The Sorcerer's in a decent place to get out of trouble, maybe. Especially if he teleports, especially if he moves. He's not moving right now. The tanks are going to try and chase it. Still don't have a melter bomb to snare that thing. Maybe they want Vanguard veterans for those Assault Marines. Triple cap for Mostafa. And Charlyle Grey is going hard after the Dreadnought. This could be a big mistake because look at this. These guys are getting a las cannon. The Plague Marines are still there. The Dreadnought can do a lot of damage. This is a big misplay, I think, from Charlyle Grey. At least one of these tanks is going down. Maybe both of them. Look at the las cannon doing damage. Yeah, I think both of these tanks are gone. It's not the first time we've seen a Force Commander chase into base on this map. And this exact side as well. Down they go. And, yep, CSM reinforcing. On the back foot now is Charlyle Grey. Well, I mean, I say that. The Plague Marines aren't a huge threat offensively to this infantry here. Neither is the las cannon. But they still got a tank to deal with. An angry tank. Look at it go. That's the Blood Rage, giving it more speed, more damage, and more damage resistance. But you lose control of your Dreadnought. Can smack your own stuff when this is active. It's now worn off. He has control of it again. Charlyle does have tons of resources. We're probably going to see Terminators here. But is that a good choice against a Sorcerer when you're kind of on the back foot, kind of? I mean, even Assault Terminators aren't going to want to fight this Dreadnought, really. If it's low, maybe they can get stuck into it. What is this? What is he doing? Is that Sigil of the Rift? Or it was. Not sure what he was going for. There. Bloodletters spawning on that side from the Circle of Summoning. Stern Guard got themselves into a bad position. There's a Chaos Dreadnought on retreat path with claws, and he knows how to use them. Smack. Smack. Almost got them all. Oh, they did get them all. The underslung bolter, I think, finished them off from the Dreadnought. Here's the Assault Terminators then. Storm Shields and Thunderhammers. Heavy melee damage. Massive amounts of hit points. Immune to suppression. You know the fellas. But do they want to fight a Dreadnought? Look how much damage it's doing. And it does have that melee resistance. And the Sorcerer can just teleport this thing away when it gets into trouble, remember. And I think that's what's going to happen here. It's just going to do tons of damage. Maybe get a model. And then just be teleported away. There it is. Sorcerer warps it to his own location with the global ability there. And the Dreadnought's safe. The Assault Terminators, yeah, they're going to go back and heal up. Look how much damage they took from like 7 seconds fighting the Dreadnought. They did more damage than I thought, actually. Getting stuck in there with the melee resist Dreadnought, because heavy melee only does half of its damage to vehicles to begin with, and then melee resist is reducing that even more. Devastator is displaced by the Sigil of the Rift. It's got a good range on it, eh? Oh, I thought the Heretics were going to get on retreat path, but they went for the Scouts, who have frustrated them all game. These Scouts level 3, they've done well. Can Charlyle Grey get himself back into this game? There's a triple cap. 253 to 23. Plasma Devastators on the way. I was expecting a Librarian to teleport the Assault Terminators around and stuff, but there's your Plasma Devs. They can certainly do a lot of work if they get those hits. This guy just used his teleport, so he can't use it to escape now. But, you know, you can just retreat. Just get out of there. Can the las cannon hit the Force Commander Terminator? I think it hit him. Well done, fellas. I don't think that one hit. Power Fist gets stuck into the CSM. That one might hit. Here comes the Dreadnought. Needs to run away. Plague Marines hit him, I think, as well. There's the retreat. Might have been trying to wait for the teleporter to come back online, but would have been too risky. And this Lightning Claws coming in really has done so aside from the Predator tanks, done so little to combat the Dreadnought. We now even had Vanguard veterans, so these guys can't get their Melter Bomb. Stone Guard are gone. Got these Thunderhammers, but it's not the most efficient way to deal with it. There's Blood Rage. Vanguard veterans getting in there. They can get a Power Fist. They can swap out their Thunderhammer for a Power Fist. But we haven't seen it there. Some friendly fire from the Plasma Cannon. 2-to-1 cap for Charlyle Grey. There's a fight on that Eastern VP. Looks like the Sorcerer is forcing off whatever's over there. I think scouts and stuff. Plasma Cannon devs. You gotta do some work, guys. Uh-oh. Gonna be tied up by heretics. More friendly fire to those Terminators. And yet more heretics coming in. What level are these guys? He's still level 1 and level 2. Poor bastards. One of the heretics is wiped out, but I think they're gonna lose the plasma devs. 138 to 22. The last stand of Charlyle Grey. Down go the plasma devs. GG from Mostafa. Bloodletters spawning. Double cap. And we're going to see a triple cap here too. Well, Force Commander's trying to get a D, but there it is. Double cap at the end. And Charlyle Grey, with that tank rush into base, kind of sealed his own fate. He could have still brought it back, but surprised. We saw so little to deal with this Dreadnought. It was a menace. Look at this thing. We saw a level 2 Sorcerer, and of course the Terminator Force Commander with his Lightning Claws. Not sure if he ever actually smacked anything with these things. Would have been fun to see. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.